Hi, welcome to the ELPCO Presents video interviews with the Salt Lake City School Board candidates for Precinct 5 on the Salt Lake City Board of Education. We're doing these videos to help residents get to know the school board candidates ahead of the June primary election, which is happening right now. Today, we'll be talking to Dorothy Draper, one of those candidates for the school board. Again, the ELPCO is the East Liberty Park Community Organization. We are a community council representing about 4,000 households just east of Liberty Park here in Salt Lake City. We'll be turning it over to one of our ELPCO board members, Nancy Phillips, to ask the first question to Dorothy Draper.
Good morning, Dorothy, and welcome to our interview this morning. Let me just quickly tell you a little bit about me. I'll take just a few seconds to do that. I'm the business liaison for the 9th area for the ELPCO board. And my day job, I actually work for Dominion Energy. So I don't have any children in school anymore, but I still very much am interested in the school board and making sure that we have the right individuals supporting that work. So my first question for you, it's a long one, so if you need me to repeat it, I'm happy to do that. The question is, returning to school will look a lot different in August. What is your approach to both the new ideas to continue in-person education during the pandemic and dealing with the likely lost tax revenue and budget cuts to public education?
So it's a complex issue. There are a lot of moving pieces, and the board right now they're the ones that are making those decisions. So a lot of what the new board that will come in January will be doing reactionary things, I'm sure. I had being a teacher thrust upon me like many parents, and as I spoke with school support at the district, I voiced concerns about them being prepared for the mental health care that these children are going to need. Not only did they're experiencing this pandemic, but many of them have had parents that have had job losses and the uncertainty that comes with that. They've experienced an earthquake, and perhaps their first earthquake, and the anxiety and stresses that has created that had an impact on the remote learning from this past year. And so I hope that the board presently are trying to get as many stakeholders to the table to get as much information as they can get, so that the choices that they are making that will impact families will have a positive impact, and that as we come into being back in schools, that we can be proactive in our approach of adjusting things as necessary. I have 4 children that are school age at 4 different schools, and the decisions that they make will have a big impact on how they implement it. I've heard rumors of a modified schedule, and depending on those schedules, it could have a big impact on how I, as a parent, am able to assist my children. You brought up the funding. The Utah State Board of Education is looking at all of these funding cuts, and how do we help our students with the needs that they have when the funding is going down, and we need to look at how the funds are being used and making sure that they are the most equitable for all students. And I really feel like getting the teachers' perspectives. They have a personal relationship with these children. They know what is going on in the classrooms, and their voices really need to be heard at the table of how we can keep the educational environment positive and engaging for students, as our funding is decreased. So we need to make sure we're getting as many voices as possible on the table and sincerely listening to concerns so that together we can address those concerns.
Great, thank you. I have the next question as well, Dorothy. So my question to you is, how will you work to retain effective, excellent teachers in the Salt Lake City schools?
So I have been I've been a participant with the school community council for over 14 years for my local school. And I have been a substitute teacher for the last 2 years. And so I have gotten to know teachers at high schools and middle schools and elementary schools, and I have forged relationships with them. And I have heard their concerns of behavior issues and not having their voices heard. And I've heard their concern about having new programs implemented within the district and not feeling like they have received adequate training on these new programs so that they can make them be a positive in the schools. And so I think listening to the teachers, listening to their concerns, making sure that they have the resources they need. And I look at the diversity that we have within our community. We have those same diversities within our schools, and the teachers' voices need to be heard because they're directly impacted by the diversity within their own classroom. And we need to make sure they have the resources that they need, that they have the support from their administrators all the way through the district, that when they have concerns about things, that they know where to go to get those answers, and that they are heard. I think that's one of the things that a lot of teachers struggle with, is they're not being heard. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Hi, Dorothy. It's me again.
Hi.
I'm Christina Robb, and I represent the West of East neighborhood, directly west of East High School, and work extensively with students all over the Salt Lake Valley. We're really excited to have you. And I have the third question, which is dear to my heart. What will you do to advance the district mission of excellence and equality? Excellence and equality.
Excellence and
equity. I'm sorry. Excellence and equity.
Excellence and equity within the schools. If you don't mind me sharing a personal experience, I was talking with a teacher at West High School who wants to provide an opportunity for her students, and she's looking at 2 different platforms to use, one that costs over $3,000 and one that's about $1,500. And she looks at the one that's $3,000. It limits so many students that cannot participate in that because of family, their own personal finances in their families, and the social economic diversity that we have when it comes to finances in families. And she looks at this other one that is more inclusive, that can provide that opportunity for these students. And she's meeting kind of a stonewall when it comes to the district, and listening to her voice about providing that opportunity that gives her students a personal opportunity to expand their educational perspective by going to another country and having those experiences. And once again, I'm going to go back to the teachers. The teachers can give us so many ideas of what to do to help with that. And then the community can be an amazing resource in bringing their ideas to the table. I truly feel that our strong schools are a reflection of a strong community, and it's the community engagement that can create that positive impact within the schools. We at our own school, we brought up concerns as a community council that was able to be taken to the district. And then we got the Salt Lake City involved, and it was in getting kids that lived in an apartment complex that's for restricted income housing that is on the west side of the tracks line. And one of the responsibilities that we had was to get them safely to school. And we engaged with the district to get a bus that was already coming from the west side to bring ELP students to our school to pick up those students so that they could have a safe way to get to school. And I think I have seen personally the impact that a community coming together in the interest of students and education, the power that is behind that, and the changes, the positive changes that can occur because of it.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Well, Dorothy, I have the next question. It's the fourth question, so you're almost winding down. The question is, what are you looking for in the new superintendent the board will hire in June 2021?
So some of the qualities I think that you're looking for a superintendent is one that is proactive in their approach, that has strong skills in dealing with remote individuals, remote schools and remote, where they can direct schools and they can assist in the objectives that the district board puts forward and make sure that it's a positive impact, that they can be able to engage with the community and listen to their voices and their concerns, that they can lead by example, and that they can admit when they're wrong or that they don't have all the answers, and they're willing to find and seek out those that have the answers, that can assist in making decisions that have a positive impact within the schools, and that the teachers have support, the administrators have support, the district staff has support, and that together we are working for the goal of quality education for all the students within the district. That's what we need. We need someone that can be a leader in a positive way, that is willing to listen to everyone.
Great, thank you.
Okay, it's me again, Dorothy. Again, I want to thank you for being here. And I just want to comment that the interviews that we're conducting, that Dorothy hasn't received the questions in advance. So I just want to make that publicly known. And I have the fifth and last question, which you touched on a little bit when you were talking about excellence and equity. But the fifth question is, which community groups or organizations do you have experience working with? What is your approach to community partnerships?
So the community engagement, I have been an active participant on the school community council. I've been with it for 14 years. I've served as the chair for 9 years and the vice chair for the last few years. I've participated with the PTA and the ELP. I've also participated with the State Street Coalition that is dealing with issues that are on State Street. With my proximity to State Street, I've been involved with that. With my other community things, I have dealt with families that are dealing with food insecurity and reductions in income, and how to help get the resources that they need to help their families during that uncertainty that's been created because of issues that have arisen within their own personal lives, and sought after ways to help them get the resources that they needed so that they can get a firmer footing, so that they can then make quality decisions for their family and moving forward after the uncertainty that's been created. So those are some of my engagements that I've had within the community.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dorothy, for surviving our barrage of questions from the East Liberty Park Community Organization. One thing I'd like to give you time to do as we round out this interview is a little bit of time to tell us about your background, your experience, and your platform. Things that you just want to bring up that maybe you didn't get to mention during the course of the interview, but want to emphasize for the residents of ELPCO in Salt Lake City. So please take a couple minutes to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity to speak with you and to connect with you. As I already stated, strong schools are a reflection of a strong community, and I see the power that comes when there is community engagement, and that's a key to having that. And I have enjoyed my opportunities that have stretched me beyond my comfort zone to advocate for not only my own children, but for those whose voices may be silenced, or they don't know where to find the resources that they need. I am not a politician. This is not something that comes naturally to me. I am first and foremost a mother to 6 children, and I advocate for them. And in advocating for them, oftentimes I look at, if my child is struggling with these issues, how many other students or children are experiencing these same struggles and concerns, but don't have a voice to express it? And I have always advocated for that. That's why I became actively engaged within my school community, because I needed to have my voice heard and advocate for those that could not advocate for themselves. And that is the only reason why I am stepping out into this realm of the unknown for me, is the children. That is my passion. It has become a part of who I am, in giving them opportunities and helping them see the potential that they have within themselves to succeed and become more than what they currently are, regardless of their station in life.
Great. Well, thank you very much for again taking the time, Dorothy, to speak with ELPCO. I just wanted to check, would it be okay if I put your Facebook page and your campaign email address at the end of this video so that people could get in contact with you if they had additional questions?
That would be more than okay. I can even provide you with a phone number that they can reach me at, which is,
yeah, go ahead,
385-202-4662.
Okay. All right, we'll put that into the video as well. Again, I want to thank ELPCO board members for putting together these questions and asking them so well. I think we had a great exchange of ideas. So this video will be posted on the ELPCO Facebook page within a couple of minutes, as soon as I can occupy my kids enough time to go and edit it and throw it up on the web. So thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for your time and taking time to speak with me. I really appreciate it.